everybody, my name's Joe Summers. Along with my wife Tanya, we own and operate Chalili. We're experiencing our first cold snap of the season, and we want to give you a few tips on how to make sure your fish make it through the winter. In order to make sure our fish survive during the winter time, we need to keep a hole in the ice in the pond. The hole in the ice allows gases out of the water that otherwise would build up under that ice level. The fish have plenty of oxygen, as cold water has lots of natural oxygen. So it's really those gases that are toxic. They build up under that ice and then cause the fish either to be stressed or not make it at all. So all we have to do is keep a hole in the ice. We can do that a couple different ways. One, we can leave our waterfall pump running. It makes beautiful sculptures and creates something of interest to look at during the winter. And although I do like to see the waterfall run during the winter, it is one of the things that we have to keep an eye on, because we still have to add water even when the pond is frozen. Keeping the waterfall running during the winter will keep a hole in the ice. The hole in the ice will make the fish survive. It is the prettiest thing we can do in terms of keeping a hole in the ice versus an air pump or versus a pond de-icer. However, it does have some drawbacks. One of the drawbacks is if we create an ice dam. An ice dam forms and the water starts pumping over the top of the ice, which can empty the pond. This can be a real problem if we're not paying attention. If you do have to shut off your pump during a cold spell, all the manufacturers of the pumps recommend that you disconnect the pump, including the check valve. The check valve generally has an elbow shape and is kind of bulbous, as pictured here. You want to bring the pump and the check valve inside and put the pump in a bucket of water in a non-freezing area. One of the things you don't want to do during the winter is break the ice with a hammer or a pickaxe or perhaps even a shovel. The vibrations from that strike can cause a lot of damage to the fish. It's the same idea as when you see a sign on an aquarium that asks you not to tap the glass. The fish would be much happier if you simply melted a hole with a kettle of hot water, or perhaps even drilling a hole is a lot safer. Another technique is to add an air pump. An air pump will just move the water around as the bubbles come up to the surface and pop. Enough moving water will keep it from freezing, and we can have success that way. If we decide to go with the air pump route, the air stones we want to adjust to sit in the level of the pond about 1/3 down. We don't want the air stones all the way at the bottom of the pond. That way the warmest water will settle at the bottom. The air stones will pump in air, moving the water. The moving water can't freeze. Thus we get a hole in the ice. 2. A third way is to have a de-icer. A de-icer, or a pond heater, just sits on the surface of the water. It has a thermostat that's preset, and all we do is plug it in. The word pond heater and pond de-icer are used interchangeably. Heaters don't really heat the pond. They just melt that small hole. That's all we need for success. We do thank you for watching. Check us out at Facebook, Instagram, or chalili.com.